True leaders leave us a legacy that reminds us each of us has a purpose. What distinguishes a true leader from a mere ruler? Leadership is not about titles or power, it's the ability to see beyond the horizon, to inspire people to follow and to build a brighter future, a better tomorrow for human life. The majestic Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi is far from the only part of his legacy, which has become one of the wonders of the world. Yet it was built at his personal initiative and envisioned as a symbol of the UAE's unity and cultural heritage. In the early 1990s, this was still desert. The mosque is not just an architectural marvel, it's the symbol of one man's vision, strength and faith. Sheikh Zayed, the leader who guided his country toward prosperity. Great leaders give the world what makes people's life better. Even if the ideas initially seem impossible, it's great leaders who can organize processes correctly and achieve miracles. Look at these scenes. The desert, caravans, prayers in the sands. 70 years ago, life here was harsh and unpredictable. Each day a struggle for water, livestock and survival. Yet out of these conditions grew the foundations of a future nation. The most valuable wealth we possess is our people. We must nurture and educate them. These words of Sheikh Zayed perfectly matched his actions. Construction of the mosque began in 1996 and lasted 11 years. Today we see harmony and beauty, but the power behind it was born of perseverance and faith. Sheikh Zayed understood, to build the future one must unite people, give them purpose and meaning, and create a system where everyone knows their place and the value of their work. All life needs water, but how to obtain water in the middle of the desert? Construction of a dam in the Abu Dhabi desert began in 1955, when Sheikh Zayed was not yet president of the UAE. As a member of the Abu Dhabi Government Council, he supported the Emirates' infrastructure development. He knew that bringing water to the people was the first step toward progress and the foundation of a great future. Even without modern machinery, using donkeys, ropes and working under the scorching sun, people managed to build the dam in just a few years. Sheikh Zayed envisioned the mosque as the living embodiment of the nation's spiritual unity, openness and dialogue between cultures, as well as the timeless architectural heritages for future generations. Today it's clear that his goal was achieved. Within the mosque one feels the spirit of unity and faith. It's hard to believe that just a century ago daily life here was nothing like what we see today in archival footage. Scorching heat, scarce food, widespread disease claiming countless lives, and tribal conflicts fueled by poverty shaped the harsh reality of the people. The only things that kept their spirit alive were faith and resilience. It was through the discipline of relentless hard work that the foundation of the future achievements was laid. Great leaders recognize the value of every person, every action, every effort. The past defines the present. The mosque itself embodies this idea. Out of the desert sands arose a dream, a symbol of humanity's unyielding desire to create beauty for the benefit of mankind. This is not magic. It's a realized plan to build a future of harmony and beauty, the result of sound strategy and the ability to see beyond the present. Only great leaders can transform poverty and harsh natural conditions into blessing for their people. A true leader understands great goals are achieved through small, consistent steps, through personal example and through care for others. Step by step, the industrialization of the desert began. Transporting pipes, extracting water, working under the sun, all these laid the foundation of the nation's future strength. Today we see the result: luminous domes, spacious halls, harmonious interiors. Specialists from 30 countries, including the United Kingdom, Italy, Greece, Iran, and many others, took part in building the mosque. The mosque became a symbol of cultural unity. More than 38 companies and thousands of craftsmen contributed, with materials brought from 5 continents. But the true beginning of transformation was the building of an economy rooted in oil production. Sheikh Zayed understood that this would become the foundation of the nation's future. Yet before that could happen, he had to persuade the region's rulers to accept the cultural differences brought by the developed Western world. Without that cooperation, oil extraction would have been impossible. And so the desert began to change. Machinery appeared where there had once been only sand, and people arrived, engineers and laborers from distant countries, bringing with them the knowledge and skills that would reshape the land. This worked for the benefit of all. Every effort was part of a greater strategy, every action part of a shared goal. Leadership was revealed not only in words but in deeds, in the ability to transform ideas into tangible results. The mosque embodies wisdom. Greatness is built through the unity of spirit, labor, and faith. Every dome, every column symbolizes the pursuit of perfection and harmony. The mosque was preceded by a long and difficult path, which allowed the once poor region to become one of the world's leading oil exporters. The idea of inviting Western specialists to develop oil fields in the UAE came from Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and other Emirate rulers, who understood that effective oil extraction required foreign expertise, technology, and investment. In the 1940s, geographical surveys revealed oil deposits in Abu Dhabi, Sharia, and other Emirates. To transform the desert into a flourishing garden required enormous resources. Sheikh Zayed's foreign policy was peaceful, focused on cooperation and mediation. He knew better than anyone that without modern equipment, oilfield management expertise, and infrastructure investment, progress was impossible. Every pipe, every engineer, every idea was part of the journey that led the nation from desert sands to prosperity. In the 1958, the first major contract with the foreign oil company, Abu Dhabi Marine Areas, was signed. Companies from the United States and the United Kingdom supplied equipment, drilling specialists, engineers, and technology. Oil revenues were invested in the country's development. Local specialists trained alongside Western engineers. Oil income became the driving force of regional progress. It was not spent on luxury, but on education, roads, housing, and irrigation. We will use oil to build the nation. When oil is gone, we will rely on the intellect of our people. One of Sheikh Zayed's most famous sayings. Goals were set, and the plan was executed with precision. Every building, every structure in the desert was the result of wise decisions and the ability to see opportunities where others saw only sand. In 1971, Sheikh Zayed became the key figure in the scattered Emirates into a single nation, the United Arab Emirates. During his 33 years of leadership, the small poor Emirates were transformed into a wealthy, stable, and influential state, while he himself became a symbol of wisdom and foresight. Sheikh Zayed entered history as a leader with a rare combination of wisdom, vision, and humanity. His style of leadership was defined not by rigid authority, but by the ability to listen, to show respect, and to connect with people from all cultures and walks of life. Despite his high position, Sheikh Zayed remained open to dialogue. He often spoke with ordinary people, valued their opinions, and made them feel heard. He understood that Emirates would become home to many different nationalities, and therefore he built society on the principles of mutual respect and peaceful coexistence. His generosity extended beyond large-scale social programs within the country. It also reached other nations in need of support. Thanks to these principles, the United Arab Emirates today stand as a magnet for people from across the globe. With remarkable architecture, modern infrastructure, and a thriving economy. At the same time, the lives of Emirati citizens have become prosperous and secure. From the sands of the desert to the eighth wonder of the world, this is the path of Sheikh Zayed, a journey of vision, will, and service. True leadership doesn't die with the man. It lives on in his deeds, his inspiration, and the future he created for all.